Hey guys, welcome back to RLRP Plus. Today we just got a new CAD setup, so I'm just gonna walk you guys through on how to use it. So if you press Shift Tab, this will come up. Press the web browser and then put in this URL, and obviously once you've gained access, this will come up. But obviously it'll be a little different, depends on what you have access to. So obviously there'll be EMS, fire, all that jazz. So I'll walk through civilian first. So you can create new identities. So I've already created one under Kale Barker. And pretty much that's for officers to, when they run your name, they can see all your details. Vehicles, you can add all the vehicles you own. And I've kind of did the first one wrong, but when I just pressed delete, didn't do anything, so I just created a new one, and this just overwrites this first one here. But this basically only has the in-game vehicles that's already in the game. But we have a lot of add-on vehicles, so I would suggest just pick the closest vehicle to it. So for my vehicle I picked Trofeo Nero, which is the closest to the Bugatti Divo. But obviously in notes here you can put in what the real make and model is of the vehicle. So if it's a BMW M6, then type in vehicle is a BMW M6, or yeah. So that will obviously tell the dispatcher is not what this is. It's an add-on vehicle because it'll be in notes there. If you don't put it in notes, then if a bolo has been put out in the vehicle, then the cops will be looking for the absolute wrong vehicle. So that is pretty important to do that, I would say. Also, you can create weapons. So you can register a weapon. So you put in your name here and just click whatever gun you want to be registered to, and you can have multiple of them, obviously. And also civilians can put in 911 calls here, and this, once you've done this, that'll be sent straight to the dispatcher, where the dispatcher can then call out any available police or EMS units. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the civilian side of it. So let's go through the sheriff's office right here. There we go. And so your call sign will be here, and you can change your status, so this will be sent straight to the dispatcher, so they're updated on what you're doing. So let's say I change it to available. There we go. That will be sent straight to the dispatch, and they'll get a notification being like, I'm now available as a police unit, and then I can get called out. If they call me out on specific calls, let's say someone called 911 and then the dispatcher sends me out, it'll put in here what call I'm out. So if I forget what the dispatcher told me, I can just come on here and have a look at the description of the call and what the call is about. So that's pretty nifty. Also, let's say I'm getting shot at or I'm under attack somehow, press the panic button, that gets sent out to all the officers, a very loud beeping, and anyone available will come and help. Also, you can view any active person or vehicle bolos. So let's say you just come on duty, you can just update yourself, and if there's any active bolos, then you can just keep an eye out for those people or vehicles. Also, let's say you're on a traffic stop. Let's say you stop someone for speeding, you can create a 1. So it's pretty self-explanatory. You just put in the civilian's name and then enter what the warning is for. So let's say speeding 12 mile per hour over the limit, for example. Just close that. You can also create citations. It's pretty much the same. Put in the civilian name, enter citation. Let's say speeding 26 miles per hour over the limit. No, let's say reckless driving, and what, $600 citation. So, and then you just press create, and then that'll be against that person's name if an officer looks up their name. Obviously, officers can't actually look up their names. Officers have to now call in to dispatch to ask for an NCIC check and also a plate check. Also create arrest reports. It's pretty much the exact same format. So put in the civilian's name here, what you're arresting them for, and enter if they're going to get a fine, enter the fine they're going to get. Then just press create, and then that'll be against that person's history. That'll be in their priors. So I will show you all that in the dispatch. So basically dispatch can have a look at all the history of people and people's vehicles. So I'll go through everything. So as a civilian, if you put out a 911 call, all the active calls will come here, and then you can send officers or EMS to whatever call when available. Yeah. Panic button. All the active bolos will be in a list here for the dispatcher to see easily. Also, dispatchers can set new bolos. Obviously, officers aren't allowed to do that. Only dispatchers. So here are any other active dispatchers, and there aren't any. Available units is any police officers on duty or EMS on duty. It'll all show up in the list here. This is me. And yeah, so I can go meal break or 10-6. So let's say an officer has called to dispatch for an NCIC lookup. Let's say put in my name. So the name of the suspect is K.O. Barker, and you just press send, and all the history, all the person's details are here. So you can see I'm 26, blah blah blah. No warnings, got 1 count of reckless driving, no arrests and no warrants, so pretty clean, to be honest. Also, say I'm on a traffic stop, call into dispatch, so I'm being dispatched right now to look up the plate 835 Tango, and then the vehicle's details will come up here. So as I said before, it will come up make and model Trufe Nero, but that's the in-game vehicle. So notes, it will show up here, vehicle is a Bugatti Divo. So the dispatcher will then give information to the officer saying it's a Bugatti Divo, metallic ice white, matte black, secondary colour, and we'll make sure all the details are correct. And also, if the officer wants to look up the answer, like what weapons people have, maybe they can call into dispatch to do that. So I should not have any weapons, so I've got no permit and no weapons. So obviously if a civilian gets weapons but doesn't obtain a permit, it'll show up here and that'll be illegal, and someone can get arrested for that. Obviously you should have probable cause to actually look up if someone has weapons, but that's with the discretion of the officer, really. Also, as a dispatcher, you pretty much can do everything and more than what a police officer can. So you can create and view warnings. Same with citations. Create. It's pretty much creating is exactly the same. Viewing. You'll see this person has a $400 ticket for reckless driving, and once they've paid that off, you can remove it, and you can see the date it's issued on. And if, let's say, a month's passed and it's still not paid off, then a warrant will be issued for the arrest of this person. So obviously I need to pay off the ticket now, so otherwise I'll get a warrant, and I really don't want that. And then I'll be arrested, and then I'll have an arrest prior, which isn't good. So that's cool. Also, arrest report, you can create arrests, which is exactly the same as the officer, and view arrests. So there's been no arrests since the cam has been up. And warrants, create and view warrants. This is one thing officers don't have access to, is warrants. So you create a warrant. So the name of the civilian. So let's say K.R. Barker, so that's me. Warrant name. So let's say robbery, for example. Issuing agency. Let's say police. So I committed a robbery down in the city, and then press create, and then that will show up in Bolos. So I've got a warrant now if I press create, but I don't want a warrant because we're not doing RP yet. So that's all pretty cool. That's pretty much it for that. So yeah, that's it. So I hope you guys have found this very useful, and don't forget to hit that like button, and I hope to see you guys on the server really soon, so we can make use of this CAD, because I am absolutely loving it right now. So I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.